Welcome, guys. This is another episode, Game Ni 90, the podcast, and we are back. And this is your host, Man Stevo.
Vic Maso hapa. I hope you are enjoying your international break. I know most fans hawapendi international break, but huwa na feel international break it helps sometimes. It's a calm between the storm. I know most fans will not agree with me, but I feel you need to have some calmness sometimes in the international break. So yes, I'm enjoying my international break so far. What about you?
The international break inakuanga so boring.
Okay.
The fixtures are not to level your Premier League or top five leagues, but all in all, it's a time for some
Relaxing.
players when wako wanapata time in club football, at least now they can feature in their respective teams, national.
Even for the fans, they need to relax a little from the hectic club football.
And give Ten Hag some few more days to hold on to
Yeah.
his job.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are back once again with a new episode. And on today's episode, we want to do a tire for the 2024-2025 Premier League season so far. We are at match week 7. And we want to see how these respective clubs so far they're proving either to be world class or are they trash. So I know this is going to be an exciting episode. Maso, do we do
Yes.
it alphabetical order? Do we go
Yeah,
with the
let's
position?
start alphabetically from Arsenal
Mhm.
all the way to Wolves.
Great. So Arsenal, title pretenders, in my opinion.
Why do you say that? That's the pretenders.
Man, now the difference between the rivalry that Man City and Liverpool had, I think, for the last two seasons is different from what I'm seeing Man City and Arsenal having. Now, for the last two seasons, they have come in close. And surprisingly, there's a point they were top of the table for almost 21 weeks. And all of a sudden, they bottled the league.
But that is
So,
last season. You are talking about this season. Don't
I
let
mean,
last season to cloud your judgment.
this season, their last five matches, they've
Mhm.
won three,
Mhm.
they have drawn two, which is
Same as
similar to Chelsea,
and
which
Man
is
City
similar to Aston Villa and Man
and also Man
City.
City. But you have Chelsea have lost one though. Don't forget that.
I'm saying in the last five matches,
Okay, okay, okay.
at least Chelsea have won five. I've won three of the last five, which is similar to Aston Villa, which is similar to Arsenal, and similar to Man City. Now, Liverpool, top of the table, with a 1 point gap. So, my opinion about Arsenal, the same story will continue. I don't tip them to win the league this season, however good they are playing. Uh, I'll have them in tier two. They are smooth operator. They can hold down the league, but I don't think they'll cross the line to emerge champions.
Okay. Even for me, I think I'll also grade them as a smooth operator because the way they have started their season, I don't think they could have started much better than this because they are only 1 point behind Liverpool and they are 11 points with Man City, and they have conceded actually the second least goals after Liverpool. So it's been a solid start from them, and I'll give them a smooth operator, and I'll think they'll finish in the top two or the top three. At worst in the top three, but I'm tipping them to finish in the top two again. So a smooth operator, I think it's good for them.
Okay, let's hope they can prove us wrong, but that's where they lie at the
Okay.
moment. Bournemouth FC.
Bournemouth or Aston Villa?
Which comes first?
Aston Villa, A.
Okay.
Aston Villa, they are fifth in the table. They are 14 points. That is on level with Chelsea, but they are behind on goal difference. And remember, they have the Champions League. They beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League. They went away to Young Boys in the Champions League. So for me, I'll give them a smooth operator. I think it's a solid start. Comparing they have the Champions League also to handle. I think I'll give them a smooth operator.
Aston Villa. Now, is that based on Premier League analysis or
Premier
both
League,
the Champions League and the Premier
Premier
League?
League, Premier League, Premier League. But remember, when I analyze the Premier League, I also look at the commitments that they have in the Champions League. Of course, maybe if they didn't have many commitments in the Champions League, they would be much higher. But considering they faced Bayern Munich, they faced the Young Boys, and they are still in fifth position, 11 points with Chelsea, just 3 points behind Man City. I don't think they could have done much better than that in my opinion. So for me, I'll give them a smooth operator.
Okay. From my analysis, Aston Villa have they drew against Man United. Before that, they played against Bayern Munich, which they won. And before that, they had played Ipswich, where there was a 2-2 draw. Now, probably they might be angling on the Champions League side. Not to say that they are not performing in the Premier League, but so far, Aston Villa, they have proved to have some players that at least can adjust to the Premier League, the likes of Tillemans. They also have their star man, who has been consistent for a long time in Oli Watkins. So personally, Aston Villa they're threatening at least for top four. And I think I'll also put them in the smooth operator category because they can beat any club in the Premier League at any point. So with the pressure that they are having on their backs right now with the Premier League and the Champions League, I think they'll be able to compete at a high level. So tipping them a top five finish means they belong to the smooth operator category as well.
Okay. Then next up we have Bournemouth FC. Bournemouth FC are in the 10th place. They are on 8 points after 7 matches. Their last match they lost against Leicester. They were away. What do you think about Bournemouth so far this season? For me, Semenyo has been a very sparkling star this season, and I don't know what to think about Bournemouth. I think it's a mid-table club. It's a typical mid-table club for me, Bournemouth, and for that I'll give them a mid because they are always a mid-table club, of course. So, in my opinion, I give them a mid.
Bournemouth. Now, for me, Bournemouth, they're in between a mid and a survivor. Now, from the few matches that have been played, the likes of Manchester United, likes of Leicester and Everton, who are below them, are likely to surpass them in the coming fixtures. And considering their style of play and their aggression, I don't think they'll be able to compete with any top 7 or 8 in the Premier League. I think they are also a bottom tier. That is table wise from 10 going downwards. They contend in that space. I don't think they are able to compete with the top 10 of the Premier League. So I think they are survivors. I don't think they are a mid team, I think they are survivors, but they can prove themselves wrong and join the mid section. But as I said, they are in between the mid and the survivor. So I think I tip them at survivor.
Okay, it's okay. I think I also agree with you. It's either mid or survivor. I could not argue more than that. I think they could be either survivor or but there, as you have said, the clubs below them, the likes of Manchester United, Everton, they could still tip them in the table. So I can also agree with you. They are a survivor.
Either mid or survivor. They are just at the middle.
Yeah.
But for now,
Yeah.
let's put them under survivor.
Survivor. Then we have Brentford FC, also called the Bees. Brentford, they have had a mixed fixtures. They have played with City, they have played with Tottenham, and those are the games that they have lost. They also beat Wolves in a very entertaining game, 5-3, and they drew with West Ham. And for that, I'll give them a mid. I think you could not expect more from them, considering they faced Man City, they faced Tottenham. I think Brentford are a mid club. That's what I could give them. I'll give them a mid grade. Yeah, because they were beat by Tottenham 3-1, and also Man City beat them 2-1. But they won against Southampton. They drew against West Ham. They also beat Wolves, and they lost also to. They also had Liverpool actually, and they lost, and they won against Crystal Palace. So I don't think there's much more they could do. Those are games you expect Brentford to lose, honestly speaking. So this is a typical mid-table club. I'll give them mid.
Brentford. Now, looking at their squad is not looking like a competitive side. In fact, with the exit of Ivan Toney,
Antonio.
their new striker, Ivan Toney, we have Shada, who has been playing as a center striker, and so far he's appearing so poor.
But
Buemo is their star.
we have Brian Buemo, the Cameroonian. He
Buemo has
is
been coming
feeling
to club.
he is feeling Ivan Toney's shoes.
Are they really a mid-range club? Honestly,
They are,
let's
bro.
be honest.
Considering the games they have played, they played against. You don't expect them to beat Liverpool at Anfield. You don't expect them to beat Man City at Etihad. You don't expect them to beat Tottenham at Tottenham Stadium. I think considering the fixtures that they have started with this season, you could not expect them to beat Man City, to beat Liverpool, to beat Tottenham. I think that's too much to. And they are number what? They are number 11 in the league. I don't think you could ask much for from Brentford.
Bro, this is a mid team, to be
It's a
honest.
mid team, typical mid team. That's what I've told you.
But now, in the matches that they're supposed to win, are they winning convincingly? Like, should we say it's a matter of form, or this is a squad that is likely to turn up against a good side at some point?
I think they have won the matches that they were supposed to win. They won against West Ham, not West Ham, Wolves. They won against Southampton, and they drew against West Ham. I don't think they could do much better than that.
The next fixture is against Man United.
Yeah,
Does that cement their position in the mid tier?
I think they could come out with something in that Man United fixture. They could come with a draw.
I agree.
It's very
Because
possible.
now We'll come to United, but that fixture is going to be entertaining. So, in my opinion, I think they go under mid, but chances are they need to step up. It's not looking that good for them, especially this season. Last season they were quite competitive, but this season they look a little bit weak. But they are still holding on to the mid-tier clubs, in my opinion, as well.
Then we also
So we
have
can continue.
we have Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton are number 6 in the table, just 2 points behind Aston Villa. And they started the season very well, I remember. They beat Man United. Though they lost against Chelsea, they were very woeful defensively. They played a high line, and I don't think that high line is sustainable in the Premier League. You saw Cole Palmer scored, was it 3 goals in the first half?
4.
4 goals in the first half. That is not very sustainable you can't play like that in the Premier League and expect to get in the Champions League or the Europa League places. But the fact that they beat Tottenham, they drew with Arsenal, they also beat Manchester United. I'll give them a smooth operator, bro. They won against many top 4 clubs. Tottenham, yes, they lost against Chelsea, but they drew against Arsenal at Emirates. They beat Manchester United. They beat Everton at Goodison Park. I'll give them a smooth operator. This is a very good club. This is a club that could play in Europe for very, very many years. So I'll give them a smooth operator. They have only lost 1 game this season, actually. And the last time they lost a game, actually, in all fixtures, was in May in the Premier League, when they lost against Manchester United. So this is a very solid club, and I'll give them a smooth operator.
Now, what I like about Brighton, I was watching it was an interview with Dan Ashwood when he was at Brighton, I think. So I heard him speak about the way they are trying to recruit, the way they are trying to manage their club, and it was quite impressive considering the fact that he was also mentioning something about finances and all that, and we can all agree that they are not yet competing at a top level, but at least they are managing to utilize all the resources that they can get wisely. And for the last 2 seasons, they have proved themselves. I think standout season for Mitoma. We had the likes of Adingra. This season we have Welbeck, who is coming clutch for them as well. So I think Brighton are a really, really good side. Forget about even the football, even club-wise, I think they're a club to look out for, especially clubs that are struggling with management. They can adopt this structure because now it's been working for them. At least they scout for the right players at favorable prices, because now getting a best world class player this stage in the league, it's quite expensive. But for them, they try and scout for the right talent, and they are able to make profit out of that. So I think Brighton are a smooth operator. For in the league, I tip them to perform fairly well. Their loss against Chelsea actually was a shock because they have lost that much in their last 5 fixtures. So if they can manage to hold up and try to restructure that highline type of play or tactic, I think they can survive nicely. They can compete for Europa or the Conference League. So I think I will also tip them as a smooth operator.
Then we have Chelsea, the Blues, and a new coach, Enzo Maresca. And Enzo Maresca is the manager of the month, is the coach of the month.
Bro, each and every time you hear Chelsea, Shiva should be running down your spine because this is ice cold.
But remember, Enzo Maresca also is a student of Guardiola, so I think he has learned from the best.
Really now, Najua, I hate
Yeah.
the fact that all managers, all Man City fans, even for Arteta, it's what happened when he's flopping. No one mentions about he was Pep's protege, but now when you're in the limelight, that's now when the football fans try and make it all about Pep. But in my opinion, come on, Maresca is in a new side, in a new club with different tactics, different people. He has learned so many other things over time. So Enzo Maresca is just Enzo Maresca. Period.
Okay, but for me, I doubted the Chelsea this season. I thought they would struggle, but so far I see good results. Cole Palmer has been very good. Jadon Sancho also has been playing very good football. And actually, apart from the City game they lost in the Premier League, they're unbeaten in the Premier League since all those games. They beat the likes of West Ham, they beat Bournemouth, they beat Wolves. They have also beaten. They also drew with Nottingham Forest, and I like what I see from Enzo. I think he is building something at Chelsea. So for that, I'll give them a smooth operator, and also the fact that he has won Manager of the Month, it shows that he's doing something very good at Chelsea. So I give them a smooth operator. I don't think many people expected Chelsea to be fourth in the league at this particular juncture. So I'll give them a smooth operator. They've been playing very well this season.
Now, if we had a tire for title contenders, I think I would have put them there. But
No,
come on, I know you want to hate, but listen, bro.
I don't think they are yet in the level of title contenders because even if you look at the teams that they have beat, the likes of West Ham, Bournemouth, I think you need to beat more serious clubs, the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Aston Villa. I don't think we can call you title contenders yet, but yes, you are building something for the future.
I think I see something different. Now, I'm a Chelsea fan,
Of course, you are
See,
biased.
no, I'm not speaking from a point of biasness. But now,
Mhm.
with the way we are playing and with the way things are falling in place quickly, I think this is a season where Maresca just takes the baton from Poch because we ended the season at a fairly good level. The momentum was high. Now, with the additions of Sancho, he has given us the flair and he's very composed. You know, he's very relaxed. Our squad averagely it's performing fairly well. All the players have come into position. We now know an established first 11 for Chelsea, and honestly, I would have tipped them at title contenders if there was that tire. And I think it's only a matter of time before everyone can realize it. But for now, I think they'll fall under smooth operator as well.
Okay.
Um, they have a good season. I think they are going to finish in the top four. I think we are coming back to the Champions League. And watch out this pace because I think these boys have something to prove this season. And I'm confident about my club. And I know this is our season. Silverware, here we come.
We'll see. We'll see about that. Then we have Crystal Palace. This is a club that I had very very high hopes because the way they ended their season, the 2023-2024 season, they really ended it at a higher note. But for so far they are in 18th place and they have not won any fixture. And honestly, Crystal Palace they don't look very good this season. Yes, they have the legs of Eze. I know they lost Olise to Bayern Munich, but I think they could do much better. The fact that they're below clubs like Leicester, promoted clubs, Leicester, Ipswich, it shows that they are not playing good football this season. Yes, they have faced the likes of Liverpool, they have faced the likes of Everton, Manchester United. They have also faced Chelsea, but I could have expected much better for Crystal Palace. And honestly, I'll give them a trash. Just based on my expectations from last season, I think it's a trash for me. Yes, I know they signed the likes of Eddie and Ketia, but they're not playing really well. So I'll give them a trash, in my opinion.
I think this is a season where they'll be judged based on expectations and actual performance that they have put out there. Because now this is a huge frustration. No one expected Crystal Palace to be contending for relegation this early in the season. And with no win so far, I think that's a very poor performance. And I know they'll survive the league. I don't think they'll be relegated. But just based on the fact that they are performing poorly, I think that's is enough to put them under the trash category as well. Crystal Palace are a good side. Actually, with the exit of Olise, they have failed to replace the goals or the goals contributions from the left flank of the attack. And Eze so far 1 assist, no goal. Sorry, 1 goal, no assist. He's being overplayed. He's their star player, but not coming in through for them. We have the likes of Guehi, who is featuring in the England national team. I mean, they have a good squad. So this, I think, is just based on their poor performance. They're not showing up for the club. And I think with the Austrian manager, what is his name? I think this manager is going to get the sack very soon if he doesn't uh, bring in the results. But also, I think they just belong in the trash category. They need to step up. They need to start competing, and I know they'll survive. But right now, they belong in the trash, garbage. So we can continue. We have Everton. So that is our part one, guys. Vic Maso has had to leave for a while, but we are going to proceed in the next video. So watch out for part two of our entire list for the Premier League 2024-2025. And this is your man Stevo here. Watch out for the next part. Peace.